Hi, this is Harish here. Welcome to db2 LUW tips and tricks part 171. In this video tutorial, the tip that I wanted to share you is the db2 installation mandates bin user and bin group with user ID or group ID 1. The scripts that I'm using for this video or the data files are available in db2lewacademy.blogspot.com. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/db2lewacademy. So this is a problem scenario. The problem scenario is for db2 installation, the user bin with user ID 1 is mandatory, and this is particularly this is very specific scenario for KVM virtualization images, or you call it as Q copy on write 2. So QCOW2 images. So when I recently downloaded SLES, like SUSE Linux Enterprise Server Trial Edition, like the 60-day evaluation version, I downloaded and I have installed, and I noticed that it ships with no bin user or bin group. There is a binary, or to execute the binaries, there is a /bin directory inside which all the links are there. So it's actually a system account, and when I look at the Linux specifications, like when I do like the Google search or ChatGPT or whatever, like what I'm getting the information is like it is for backward compatibility, and most of the Linux distributions, they just bundle it for backward compatibility purposes, and it is not mandatory to have a dedicated bin user account or bin group account with group ID and user ID 1. So modern Linux distributions or maybe future releases might remove that bin. So I don't know, like it's a Linux community thing, so when it is going to happen we don't know, but for sure recent times, Linux has transitioned from X11 to Wayland for its windowing or the GUI thing, so compositors. So everything is dependent on OS version, db2 versions, the support may vary, but specifically this is happening with KVM images. If you do like an ISO download and just install it on even in a virtual machine like a VirtualBox or VMware or like that, if you do a typical installation of OS, it still has the group and the user bin. It's only in the KVM images, like the virtualization images, it is missing. So any other solution, like because you can actually create some links and other things like that and fix the problem maybe. So if I don't know, like I'm not a Linux expert, so please let me know if there is any other solution for this. So as of now, the solution is just go ahead and create the user and the group bin. So that's the easiest simple solution for that. Let's to give you a demo. Like I have booted here and connected to SLES system, which is a container image, and you can see, like if I say ID bin, like there is no bin user, and you can look in the password, so there is no like dedicated bin user account with user ID 1, so that is not there, and in the group also it's not there. So if I do this in the group also, there is no bin user account at all. It's like it's actually a system account, so it's not there. So the only way that I'm going to fix this problem, so since those two are missing already, so I have like done this del. So these two things are the command that I'm going to use, so group add and user add. So if I don't do this, and if I go and run my db2 setup, let's say for example, I just copy if there is any IBM thing there, I'll just remove that. Let me go here and say, oops, what happened? Okay, copy that, paste it here. Okay, remove OPTB. So I'm just removing for the cautionary purposes. So I will include, I'm going to do a db2 setup install with the db2 server.rsp, and this is the content of the RSP file. So server edition, OPT IBM db2 11.5, accept, and all these things. Okay, it's a very basic installation. So if I go here, okay, cd/home/db2 bin cd server dc, so that's where everything is there. So okay, so I'm going to run this install. Okay, and this installation should fail obviously, and the reason that it fails is around the some file path issue. Like I don't know this. If I create this bin user, it works. So there is this utility for the db2 change runtime path. Like the db2 chg path, where it kind of it's generating some binary executives like or the shared libraries for the db2 during the installation. So that is where the installation gets stuck and gives some error or something. So let's see that. Okay, it's going to take a while. So once you create the user, you will see that the setup, like whether you use db2 setup, whether you use the db2 install script, it's all the same. So it's going to give us the same error. I'm not sure, but if you look at the error logs, it just gets stuck at that point where you see that. Okay, so we have to yeah, you can see now the error has come. So let's go and look at the setup. So it's trying to install things. So you can see that see this temp change path log, that is where like installing ESC signature. So after this only you get the error. And it is also, it says that error occurred and you have to be the owner of something like that, it says. Okay, so it is actually kind of removing the files actually. Okay, so that is the problem. And again I'll remove the half installation is there, right? So I'll remove that and I'll run the db2 install utility and I'll show you that also. And that will also give the same error. So to accept the conditions, yes, that's what we are going to do, and accept the default directory, and server is the one. Yep. So again the same error should be coming. So let's see that. Okay, again it's going to take a while. And okay, let's wait for that. This is specifically happening in the KVM images, and this, if you do the same thing in an RHEL server, like you can also download the same kind of KVM cow2 copy on write images. You can download for the what do you call, like you can download for the RHEL OS also. And what happens in that scenario is it doesn't even like proceed with the installation. So it just right away gives you the error. So you just cannot even install without the system account. But in SLES it is still allowing you with certain, like it's progressing, but only in that some step where the libraries are getting compiled or something like that. The shared libraries are generated. In that step, around that step only we are setting this db2 library path. This is where we are getting that error most of the time. Okay, so see again, let's look at the install log. So you can see the server edition is going to install and installing, and again the same that change path. And you have to be the owner of the install copy to execute this program, like that it says. And again the guardian, like around that we are getting either, I don't know, that keeps on changing, but the error is there, so that there is no question about it. So the fix is very simple. So I'll just remove the half installation. The fix is to create the user and the group. So that is the fix. So we'll copy that and we'll add those things. Okay, something happened. Did it create the group? Yes, it has created the group. It did not create. Okay, user add, I have to say like bin. Okay, what a silly mistake. Okay, so that is done. So you can say id bin now. So id is there with user account 1. So I'll just run the install again, and you should be able to see that the install should be successful. And I'll run with setup utility itself, and you can see that the setup, because the setup is the more standard one, so the db2 install is a deprecated utility, so I just don't want to demo that. Now the setup will work fine. So with the system account bin created, with the group bin created, this will work fine. Sorry about that. installation is going to take a while, but you should be able to see that it is installed without any errors. Sometimes in user, like in the Linux world, there is like this /user /bin /user /sbin /bin. Like they have like user local bin. Like they have this binary, they place these binary files in so many different places based on like the distributions and stuff. So it is going to be very specific to some distributions. So SLES, RHEL in enterprise environment. I don't know about Ubuntu. So Ubuntu also is, it has the server edition, and there might be some clients using db2 on Ubuntu. So I haven't tried that yet. But this happens only on, again I'm saying this happens only on that KVM images. So I'm not sure about, there is also a VMDK file, like the virtual disk file. So you can download that also. So, but I'm not sure about that. So it's more of a bundling issue and how the Linux distribution handles this legacy system account with the name and group bin. So it's all about that. And you can see the setup is taking long time. So hopefully it's not like the previous one, right? It was like erroring out very quickly. So this is just going to install. I have done this a number of times, but I'm just you'll have to wait here a little bit to see the installation is completed. Yeah, after a long time I'm making this video, so pardon my absence. What else I can say? We'll wait it out. Okay, so done. So if you just right away, you can write db2 dls and db2 ls and see it is installed, and you can see the setup.log also. It should be like all success. So all success, you can see that no errors. So it's just the presence of that bin account made the difference. So that's what I wanted to highlight, and see you in the next video tutorial. Until then, bye bye.